Slowly but surely, YOLO Live seems to be taking over my entire studio. I've got the YOLO Box Extreme as my main central switchboard. I've got the YoloCam S7, that's the camera you're looking at right now. And now I have the YOLO Live 18mm f1.4 lens. That's also the lens you're looking at right now. You can see it's just about kind of arm's reach length away from me. And it happens to be that Goldilocks lens for Micro Four Thirds, that perfect sweet spot of focal lengths, not too long, not too wide, just right. And it's kind of the lens type that I'd be looking for this type of setup. When I first built this studio, I was playing with different cameras, trying stuff out. At a certain point, you realize you kind of need really good autofocus, which ended up being great with the YoloCam S7 because that actually is Micro Four Thirds with good, reliable autofocus in a form factor and a body that's not super expensive. I've talked a lot about the YoloCam S7. This is about the lens because I was playing around with different focal lengths. You see, I kind of like this range on Micro Four Thirds. If you're used to full frame, it'd be that like 35mm to 40mm equivalent on full frame. But for Micro Four Thirds, it's that anywhere from like 15 to 20 is what I've been playing with. I had a 20mm lens on there at one point in time, a 17mm lens on there at one point in time. And when YoloCam said they're making an 18mm lens at an f1.4, I thought, perfect, that's exactly what I need. And it just so happens right now they are running a sale. If you go over to their site right now, this lens is only $200. Now, I do have to warn you though, this is a lens really designed for the YoloCam S7. It is a Micro Four Thirds lens, so the mount will mount on other cameras, but when I tried putting this lens on my GH7, I kept getting lens attachment errors. It pops up with a message. Basically, you can't use this lens currently on at least the GH7. I haven't tested it on every Micro Four Thirds camera, but I'm gonna assume it's really only designed for the YoloCam S7 right now. So you can think of it kind of like a kit lens for the YoloCam S7, or if it had a fixed, focal length attachment. But thankfully the S7, you can use whatever lens you have. If you have Micro Four Thirds lenses, you can use it on the S7. But this one, the 18mm, I think is perfectly kind of unique and optimized for this type of setup, a setup where the camera is relatively fixed. You want that reliable autofocus, but you also don't want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a super premium lens just to sit in your studio. I think the 18mm is really the sweet spot of all those things, which is why it's basically just attached to the YoloCam S7. It's the perfect distance for what I kind of like in the studio, where it's just at arm's reach. It's not super wide, but it's not, across the room super tight either. And if you go look on the website, you can see there's a lot talking about the YoloCam S7 because that is the primary camera this lens is meant for. I'm hopeful that we get some compatibility improvements in the future because I would love to use this lens, or at least have the option to use it on Micro Four Thirds cameras like the G9 Mark II, the GH7, or even the GH6 or the GH5 for that matter. I would love some further compatibility for this lens so I can use it for all my Micro Four Thirds cameras. But for right now, as a dedicated streaming studio kind of lens setup, it works really, really well. So on the product page, you'll see a lot about the camera, but if you're interested in the specifics for this particular lens, you can see it's a Micro Four Thirds sensor size coverage area. So the image circle will cover Micro Four Thirds. So if there is some further compatibility released down the road where you can use this on Micro Four Thirds, hey, that's phenomenal, awesome. It's 18mm focal length, again, kind of like that 35, 36mm full frame equivalent, f1.4, so you get that nice blurry background texture. A lot of that depends on the depth of your scene, so how far away your background is. My background is, again, like a little further than arm's reach length away. And then we have some, minimum focus distance, the optical construction and all that, and you get some specs on the layout of the lens. So far, I'm really liking it. I've been shooting with it now maybe a couple weeks as just being my dedicated studio camera for this purpose. And it's been great because I like that I'm not really worried about it. I'm not worried about compatibility issues. I think when you're looking at brands like YOLO Live and the YoloCam S7, there's some worry around like which Micro Four Thirds lenses are perfectly tuned for it, what's gonna work the best, because there's some concern or consideration around, it's really not meant for zoom lenses. Maybe certain lenses perform better than others. And, that just kind of comes with the territory. They're not a new company, but newer, adapting years and years of legacy glass. Compatibility is always going to come up. And there are some recommended lenses for the YoloCam S7 that you probably already have. You maybe have sitting on a shelf or you use regularly. I like the 18mm for the particular reason that if it's coming from the company that made the camera, chances are they're going to go hand in hand and be supported directly by YoloLive. So that's really nice to know that if you get the YoloCam S7, get a dedicated lens from YoloLive, and chances are you're going to have really good compatibility going forward. And then beyond that, hopefully they update the lens to where it does work across the entire Micro Four Third lens lineup. I don't particularly need that. I need a camera in the studio with a lens attached, but when you only have so much budget and you want to, stretch your purchases across multiple uses, that's something that you ought to consider. So don't buy this lens if you need an 18mm Micro Four Third lens for all your cameras. That's not what this is for. This is for the YoloCam S7 in particular. So if you had thought of buying the YoloCam S7 and you wish that it came with a lens, I'm sure there'll be a bundle or a pack where you can get the camera with the lens, probably for some kind of discount or deal that way, because it makes sense. This is the best lens for it. If you need something longer or you need something wider, there's Micro Four Third lenses that you can use with the YoloCam S7. You just got to test and make sure that it's going to work exactly how you need. One thing with the YoloCam S7 is that the autofocus is time of flight based. So it's not as good as true dedicated like AI face tracking, phase detect, right? It doesn't work quite to that level, but it's much more reliable than older Micro Four Third cameras that were using depth from defocus, which is not the great. You get the pulsing background and all that nonsense. So YoloCam S7 is it's pretty much the cheapest Micro Four Third camera that I've found that can do everything it does, like stay on, not overheat. It gives you HDMI output and USB-C video output. So you get two video outputs, HDMI and USB, plus all the other features like the autofocus and, software control and all that cool stuff that I've talked about in other videos. When it comes to this particular lens, there's not much more to say. It's an 18mm 1.4. If you know what that is, you probably would know why you'd want it or maybe why you wouldn't want it. And it's really going to come down to your setup. It just so happens to work perfectly for my setup, which was already built around that kind of 17 to 20mm focal length range. So having something at 18 is frankly perfect for what I need, but everyone has different needs, different setups, different spaces. So my guess is they'll probably roll out some others, maybe an even wider lens in the future, maybe even longer. I have no idea. I'm just kind of guessing. But as far as like a first shot at a good lens for the YoloCam S7, this is probably where I would start. I think for budget, cost wise, very affordable. This is what, like a starter lens for Micro Four Third in terms of price point. And if you get the camera, the YoloCam S7, you're going to need a lens for it. Thankfully, I have a bunch of Micro Four Third lenses, so I can adapt to whatever I need. And again, it's not really adapting. I'm not changing. I'm not using an adapter. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I'm using the wrong words here, but I can use all of my Micro Four Third lenses on the YoloCam S7. Again, stay away from any zoom lenses. Prime lenses are going to work best. But now that there's a dedicated YoloLive 18mm lens, I feel, just a lot more comfortable about leaving it on the camera, looking for those firmware updates as they release for the YoloCam S7, for this 18mm lens. That compatibility, I think, is just going to continue to improve. Hopefully we get some further improvements in autofocus because it isn't perfect. I think there's a lot more tuning that they could do to keep improving that system. I do testing all the time to see kind of like, is it getting any better? How are things looking and feeling? And for my needs, they're fine. For YouTube videos, for studio, talking head kind of stuff, it's great. I don't have any concerns. If I needed something absolutely perfect, like if I was shooting a wedding, then yeah, this isn't the camera, this isn't the lens, none of this would even apply. So for studio space where you're looking for that face tracking and you want Micro Four Thirds and you want something that's economical and fits within your budget, this is one of the best places to start. You get all your video outputs, you get the lens, the right focal length that you would want, probably, and it just works great. It's sharp, it's detailed. I have no complaints with it beyond just the compatibility with some of the other Micro Four Third cameras, but it's a brand new product, so hopefully that gets embraced in the future. And then honestly, even if they roll out compatibility for something like my GH7, I'm still probably not going to take it off the YoloCam S7 unless I really needed it for a particular reason. So I'm super happy with it. I think right now the price is exactly right. That kind of starter entry point lens for Micro Four Thirds, $200 for a 1.4 lens, 18mm. I think this is what you would want if you're trying to build some kind of studio, live streaming, home workstation type of setup. Even if you're building out a more advanced studio, I still think this is well worth the consideration. You don't have all the features you might find elsewhere. There's no screen on the camera. There's no LCD, right? Everything's kind of monitored and adjusted remotely via computer or the YOLO box. So it's a little bit different in terms of hardware setup from what you might expect if you're using hybrid cameras or broadcast cameras and using those for a multicam setup. But for home studio purposes, any kind of build out where things are relatively fixed and it's more structural in terms of the nature of the build, this is phenomenal because I don't think you can beat the price. I don't think you can find more features anywhere else, and it checks almost every box. And so it's great that there's at least a company like YoloLive making these types of products. It's a missing gap in the market where so much stuff has gone filmmaker, or it's gone social media content creator, influencer, or there's all sorts of products out there, but not many of them really tap into the broadcast side of content creation, which is what I find so interesting. That speed, the kind of live direct editing stuff you can do with some of the auto switching on the YOLO Box Extreme, and then the way that these cameras and lenses all integrate. It's really quite nice. You get the benefits of the larger sensor sizes, but still with some of the simplicity that you'd be used to from using even just like a built-in web camera on your laptop or computer monitor. It's a one step up from that, where you're getting those extra features, but you're still retaining that simplicity of the intuitive software interface and all that great stuff. So I really like these products. Like I said, it's why they've kind of invaded my space and really taken over my studio, because it makes so much sense for this type of setup. So if you're doing any kind of live streaming or podcasting or studio build, really, I think YoloLive has some of the best options out there in terms of products and smooth lining and streamlining your efficiency. And now that they have this 18mm lens, it's just one more product on the pile, kind of completing that picture of how you would go about building your own space. You've got the switchboard, you've got the camera, now you've got the lens, maybe microphones at some point. I don't know what's next on their roadmap, but I would imagine it's going to lean into this similar architecture where it's completing the full ecosystem of products where it all works together, it all talks nicely, and really becomes probably the most valuable stuff, not because it costs a lot, but just because of how useful it is and how powerful it is when you start unlocking and realizing what these things can do for you. Like I said, autofocus micro four third camera with HDMI and USB video, that's incredible. It's not really an option anywhere else. Same with the YOLO Box Extreme. The board itself is so powerful if you take advantage of all those built-in features. So hopefully the 18mm 1.4 continues to get improvements and refinements over time, because as a starting point, it's off to a really strong start.